What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Schilling N Stunna podcast. Today we're going to be hitting you with our Week 2 preview. We got Cincinnati coming to Dallas, coming off a loss. We're coming off a loss as well as the loss of a quarterback. How you feel going into Week 2, bro?
I think now that we've had time to kind of settle into things a little bit, everybody's pissed off. Pretty much what we see, you know what I mean? It was really bad, but at this point we just got to move forward, right? We had some positives we could build on, specifically the run game, good defense, and we'll be going against a very mad Cincinnati Bengals team. They lost a close one, and best believe they'll be coming in here and trying to, get back 500, get back on the winning side of things as well. So I think we got a great matchup ahead of us.
I think I guess I don't really expect a W this week, but I wouldn't be surprised because we've won with Rush before with a week of training or a week of practice. So I guess what I'd like to see in Week 2 is just shoring up a couple things. Let's clean up some of those penalties. Try to establish the run a little more, try to stop the fucking run.
Yeah, so.
And just try to build something moving forward so that when we do get Dak returning, things will be all right. I don't think we're going to be out of the race. The NFC East is not that good of a division.
No.
But we are going to be having that first place schedule, so that could complicate things. Is there any specific matchups that you want to see? We get to go against Lyle this week.
Yeah. That specifically that I seen TJ Watt was able to pretty much do what the hell he wanted to do. Obviously he's one of those players. He's a different type, but guess what? We got one of those too. You know what I'm saying? Got a Micah Parsons, and
right.
it ain't gonna get easier for him this week. And we thought that offensive line had gotten a lot better. Thought they showed some things up, but then it's still some glaring holes in there, man. They still was very beatable. We was able to see Pittsburgh push the pocket and force Joe Burrow into a lot of, things, those that we would say kind of is uncommon for him. And I think we could do the same thing. The thing is, I would say keys for this game is I don't want to get into a shootout with a Joe Burrow. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't want to be dropping back, trying to match him. I think we need to control the tempo of this game, and I think we'll be okay. Because one thing I know about Cincinnati, they're going to throw the ball, but I kind of want them to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
If they give us some turnovers and get us a chance to make some plays, man, we might be okay. But I do think that offense line of theirs, I think we'll have a chance to kind of, put our force in this game, man, and create some matchups where we could pretty much gain an advantage here.
And I don't know yet if Higgins is out or not with that concussion, but if he is out, that's a bonus for us. They still have Boyd out there. Hayden Hurst looked good, so that's a little frightening. I just hope there's something about getting gashed up in the run game that's demoralizing. And I hope our defense doesn't lose its tempo. I still want to be physical in defense. If I tell you that Tony gets 15 touches and Zeke gets 25, let's say Cooper Rush throws the ball 20 to 25 times. That's ideal, right? We go with the run-heavy, run-balanced approach, I guess. That's ideal. That's what we should have done
right away.
The other day.
Zeke 25 touches. That's what we should have been week 1. That's what we need to be moving forward. You know what I mean? I think each game, he shouldn't be getting 10 touches. That's unacceptable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially for someone to be working to get away from it. You know what I mean? It was 5 yards a pop, 7 yards a pop. That was against a very good Tampa Bay defensive front. We can do the same thing in this next week. We have a chance to enforce that. Maybe of course I don't want to say this at all. Losing Dak is nothing good that can come from that as far as a team. We're just gonna have to make do with what we got. But I will say Kellen Moore gets a little too cute sometimes, man. We was getting 8 yards a pop, 7 here, and then you doing double reverses, you know what I mean? You're in shotgun. Well, really all we had to do was line up and keep moving the ball down the field, man. So I would hope this week, we're losing the Dak, it allows him to kind of lean on some of his better players because it ain't the quarterback and it damn sure ain't those receivers right now. So just to put that out there.
I did see something today, too, on Twitter that it was something like 20 to 25% of Dak's throws were on curl routes. And there's just no way to win a game if you're just throwing curls. I would love to see CeeDee Lamb step it up this week. Like, you got the 88 on, bro. We move off a Coop. You're supposed to take over, shine this weekend without your quarterback, and show us like
Yeah,
we made the right decision moving off of a Coop. You know what I mean?
yeah, for sure.
Because to be honest with you, and I don't mean to be a hater, like I'm not out on CeeDee Lamb. I just haven't seen enough since he's been here. What is this, year 3 now? Year 3.
Yeah,
And I just haven't seen it. Like he splashes like a Mike Williams does, but I just don't see the. He's not out here playing like Jefferson. He's not out here playing like an elite guy, like a Cup.
right, right, right,
He's
right.
just average
But
at best.
I don't feel like we're playing to his strengths as well.
I agree.
And I agree with most of that. I do agree. He hasn't shown it. But Jerry and Steven, they've said all off season he's a number one. He will be a number one, and for this like one game, they hey, CD needs to be better. Yeah, I mean we all know that, but like this is what y'all sold us on. Scheme him open a little bit, help him out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And for him and his playmaking style, he's a guy who's a yak receiver, man. We all knew CD coming out. You just put the ball in his hands, he's explosive. Have we done a good enough job with just putting the ball in his hands, getting him, up to speed, giving him some rhythm in the offense, and then maybe, then maybe we'll be able to open up some things later on as the game goes on. But you can't just start off. You haven't even done anything to get these cornerbacks off his back. They was bracketing him, which kind of like we all knew they would. Gave attention to Dalton Schultz, and then pretty much said, hey, look, everybody else beat us. And pretty much we're going to be saying that all year round until Michael Gallup gets in there and changes things. So, yeah.
And it's crazy, too, because it was evident. I know Collinsworth said it 34 times on the broadcast, but there was no threat outside, so the safeties were able to creep in. But even when they were crept in, bro, like the box was stacked and we were still gashing them 3, 4, 5, 6 yards. So
yeah.
I think Kellen just saw the box getting stacked and got frightened, but we were still making moves with the stacked box. So I don't understand what the point of abandoning the run was. But going into this game, I'm not sure what their rushing defense looked like. I'll have to look into that a little more. But like you said, those cute plays, we need to avoid that. Like that makes sense if he did it too many times. Like he was calling cute plays on every drive, and that doesn't make sense.
For sure.
I will say,
wrong time too.
We were the only team in the league last week that did not score a touchdown, which is embarrassing. That's embarrassing. That's a fireable offense, in my opinion.
3 points, man.
That's crazy. And, bro, when they brought freaking Maher out there for that field goal, it was like a 51er? I was nervous. Boy, was I nervous. I just knew he was going to miss that. Yeah. That's crazy. But even then, like Cincinnati's kicker was so actually, as a matter of fact, Cincinnati's long snapper left the game.
That's true.
Which led to Minka blocking that kick at the end of the game, and that could play in our favor if he's out this week.
Yeah,
if they don't establish that.
You best believe Bones gonna try to put a stamp on it somewhere. How so? That's actually a great point. Now, what is your favorite matchup? This game.
Chidobe and CeeDee Lamb.
Ooh, okay, I like that. I'm gonna have to put on the flip side. I like Awuzie. Obviously, the Dallas ties and everything. We'll get to see a close look at what we once had. I'm excited to finally see this Jamar Chase and Trevon Diggs matchup. We kind of been gearing up for this for a couple of years now, man, and I'm excited to see him against some good receivers. We see Ramsey get torched, you know what I mean, and everybody is hard on Diggs, man, and I think he came right out week one. He didn't get an interception or anything like that, but I think he played good ball. He gave up the touchdown, red zone to Mike Evans, which is understandable, you know what I mean. But overall, he had a good game, and I'm anxious to see what Dan Quinn draws up to try to, pretty much whether he's going to bracket Chase or I know Trevon doesn't normally like follow guys or whatever. He kind of sticks to his side or whatever. So I'm anxious to see what type of game plan they have to try to contain that because that's a special talent for sure.
I know I saw something too. I think it was Mike Evans has like 20 touchdowns in the red zone over the last 3 years. So I don't even fault Trevon for that because no one's been able to stop that.
Pretty throw too.
That big ass dude.
You know what I mean? Like it was a big throw. Good throw. You know what I mean? You can't knock him for that. So yeah.
No, you can't. And I am excited to see Joey B. Like I haven't really seen Joey B. I want to see what he looks like against our defense.
Yeah.
Like And can that offensive line handle our pass rush? I think until Dak shows up, and I mean, this is an obvious assumption, it's all going to fall on protecting the ball, protect the ball, and win in all three phases. We don't even
Yeah.
have to win offensively. We just need to not turn the ball over. We need turnovers. We need to win on special
Oh
teams.
yeah. And
And I think
no, go ahead.
I think we do have the staff in place as far as special teams and defense is concerned. It's
Yeah.
just I need to see more from Kellen Moore,
Yeah.
and it sucks
And
because we won't really be able to see it with Dak out. But
yeah.
this kind of shows where he's at, I guess.
And I'm not mad at it, man. I'm not mad at being an underdog again, man. The world is against us. Nobody expects us to win. And honestly, that's kind of when we throw out the most. Like I said, I'm not the most excited. It's not the best feeling losing your quarterback after week one. I mean, it's our team, but I wouldn't wish that on anybody, you know what I mean? But
Right.
I will say it's definitely it's a path to victory. You know what I mean? The defense is not a lot to be feared. The pass rush outside of a Trey Hendricks is, you know what I mean, it's kind of mid. I don't want to knock on them too much. But I think like I said, it's some paths to victory. We just gotta come in there with a better game plan. And mainly, I think, man, once we do establish some type of identity, I need to see some game time adjustments, man. Dan Quinn, awesome. You know what I mean? No penalties for his guys. It looked like we was adjusting. It's just hard on those guys to pretty much time and time again be on the field. You wasn't keeping your guys fresh, and at the end of the day, that wasn't complimenting football. So, but as long as we could be complimenting them with the run game and kind of keeping them off the field, I think we'll be better off, obviously.
Two things I don't recall seeing last week. They talked about they're going to start putting Tony in the slot. I didn't see that at all off the top of my head. And I also don't remember seeing any Dante Fowler out there. Or if he was, I don't remember seeing an impact.
I don't recall either. I would like to see a Sam Williams sighting or a Simi Fehoko. We all heard about Simi Fehoko. Let's get down in the red zone or give guys a shot like Tolbert. Now, if anybody has, I would say chemistry with these guys, maybe Cooper Rush has chemistry with some of these backup guys.
True.
He maybe have, like Noah Brown is more so his guy. Simi, these guys is further on the depth chart. He may already have an established chemistry with some of these guys where it may not look as bad from that standpoint. So, but yeah,
that's
like you say, man, let's put a foul in there. I seen Durant's Armstrong in there. He got in there a couple of times, but I really want to say outside of Micah, man, Micah is a fucking wrecking ball, man. He's a man amongst boys. He's a young bull, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I think we'll continue to move him around and open it up for everybody else. I think early on, I was kind of pissed off seeing him in so much coverage. I was happy when Dan Quinn was like, scratch that. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Get on the line. So
especially too, like I have a feeling, or I don't have a feeling, I hope we go out there in a lot of 12 personnel this weekend.
Oh, we have to.
But I want to see Hendershot out there in 12 personnel.
Yeah.
I want that big boy out there blocking. And if that's the case, and we're going to be in a 2 wide receiver set, obviously CD is out there. But who else will be on the outside? I would say I'd like to see Simi out there get a big body on the outside with speed. Even just use him as a field stretcher to create lanes for CeeDee Lamb. And then
put Turpin out there. Y'all, we done hyped him up for so long.
Right.
Like, let me see the guys that you've been hyping up all offseason. We get here, like we say, hey, Tober, we drafted him to replace, Simi Fehoko. He was supposed to be the guy that's making all the plays in camp. Not only that, man, you spoke of the tight ends, the 12 personnel. It was even a time, 1 or 2, where we put 3 tight ends out there, and I was like, I wasn't even mad at it. I was like, I'm actually pretty intrigued to see what that looked like, because if we can actually win from a passing standpoint, that opens up the run alone with those big guys up there. So I actually like that. One thing I did notice was we did leave a lot of guys back, which led to us only running like 2 receiver routes. Now those type of plays, it's going to work 1 or 2 ways. Yes, you protect your quarterback, but you know what I mean, with them dropping everybody back, it didn't really work. You know what I mean? So we'll definitely have to make some adjustments and kind of find our best packages. But I want to see you talk about a guy stretching the field. Put Turpin out there and see if he could push the safety back just a little bit. I don't care if you send him on a go route. Just, you know what I mean? Just do something.
Right.
Try to Just go and push. You know what I mean? Make some plays back there. But what I'm tired of is these plays is behind the line of scrimmage. Too much
Mm-hmm.
action going on behind 10 yards in the backfield. Nah, keep it north and south, man. Forget that. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get
Right.
physical and just kind of try to get north and south, man.
Kellen loves to throw the ball behind the line of scrimmage too. I do
Scared to.
think too. Before we get out of here, I don't think Turpin's going to be playing much on the offense. I do think he's going to be primarily a special teams guy. I don't know. He doesn't really have the size to be out there running across the middle of the field. I could be wrong. I hope he proves me wrong. But I don't know like what the plan is there. I don't know. Have they really come out and said anything?
They said it, but
They
they said
have?
a lot.
Okay.
They said a lot. They don't mean nothing, honestly.
Right, right. I mean, they were
One
talking about
last guy.
TJ Vasher.
One last guy I would like to see, and it was kind of definitely a head scratcher seeing him on that list was to not see a Jabril Cox out there. I haven't
Yeah.
heard. I haven't heard. He was actually he was an inactive for that game. So
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he just isn't all the way there yet. They still want to wrap him up a little bit, but that's one guy who will allow us to unleash Micah, which I think why Micah was in coverage a lot more. So if we can get some of those guys out there, I think that'll open up some more, give Dan Quinn some more chess pieces, man. But yeah, let the young guys play, man.
And I don't know if you noticed it or not, but D-Law cut the dreads, and he looked phenomenal out there. So I don't know if D-Law is a new man out there. If D-Law without dreads is a new superstar. But no, he looked good out there for real.
Yeah.
And we had forgot to give him his flowers in the last episode. But this is the Schilling N Stunna podcast. You got any final words?
Let's go, man. I just hope, I'm hoping, I'm praying we get a dub, man. That's all we can do, man. Hey, Cowboy Nation, man, just stick behind your boys. I know it's tough times right now, but all we can do is see it through, man.